Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a comprehensive look at Monmouth County, the place you want to be. Monmouth County is centrally located in the state with 27 miles of Atlantic Ocean shoreline, nationally recognized parks, state-of-the-art libraries, school systems, and public services. Monmouth County is home to more than 660,000 residents. It's a great place to work and live. Monmouth in Focus will highlight county services that are readily available to you as a Monmouth County resident. Thanks for joining us for Monmouth in Focus. You'll know why Monmouth County is the place you want to be.
Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. The Monmouth County Sheriff's Office has a large base of community relation programs and all that promote safety and security for the residents of Monmouth County. These programs run through the Sheriff's Office are at a cost savings to towns that would otherwise have to create their own programs. Joining me to talk about many of these programs is Monmouth County Sheriff Shaun Golden. Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Sheriff, again, like I said, these really are a cost savings to towns. One program that really promotes that is your inmate labor program. Tell us a little bit about that.
On the inmate labor program, we've had a tremendous effort in scaling up our inmate labor program, putting more of our inmates into the community. And these are low-impact offenders, nonviolent, low-impact first-time offenders, who may be serving, a sentence for a shoplifting or DWI. So, as part of their time in service, we put them to work. And we get them out in the communities. We've been in just about every community. We just had them out in Millstone Township. They were cutting all the drainage ditches for Millstone Township and helping the DEP out on the drainage. So that's a tremendous asset for Millstone in terms of the labor that their public works probably wouldn't have been able to get to for some time. So, this is one of the examples of it. There's many others. They've been out on beaches, cleaning up the beaches before summertime. We've done an aggressive litter campaign program on our county roadways, putting them out on county roads, picking up litter along the roadsides. And then they've painted, they've had projects painting municipal buildings or structures and the like. So some very talented individuals come through. And again, it's about rehabilitation in our correctional institution. And this is one of the ways that it will allow inmates to rehabilitate themselves. And that's what it's about, giving someone an opportunity who made a bad mistake, in life and turn it around.
Absolutely. And, it comes at a great cost savings to towns. After storms, right in Freehold Borough.
Tremendous success for storm cleanup. We had, the microbursts come through Freehold Borough a couple months ago. We sent the inmates into the 3 parks in Freehold Borough, cleaned them all up. And as the mayor said, Mayor Higgins, he said, this is unbelievable. Because at the end of the day, the public works wouldn't have got to that type of assignment for quite some time, and we made it safe for the kids.
Right, absolutely. And I just want to commend you for, in 2011, inmate labor worked for 124 days with 992 hours.
No question. We doubled the amount of laborers and we tripled the amount of hours. So we're really excited about the program. We'll continue to do it.
Sheriff, inmate labor is run through the correctional division, but you also have so many programs run through your law enforcement division that should be commended. Let's first start with Identidult.
Identidult is, listen, I have Ted Freeman, my undersheriff, running programs. He's done so for 20 years now in the Sheriff's Office. Expanded programs. We have 28 different programs in the Sheriff's Office for our community. Identidult is one of the very, very popular with the seniors, and it's very effective for the seniors, and here's why. We give out and we print out thousands of cards for our senior Identidult program, and the card the seniors carry with them. So whether they're at home or they go out to the mall, go out somewhere else to eat, the card's with them. So should there be a medical emergency or they have some type of problem, the card has all the valuable information. Contact information, emergency contact information, medications, and maybe some history that they want the public safety people to know about. So should the police or EMS or fire get called to their residence, they have the card with them. And we've given out thousands. Very successful program for our seniors.
Absolutely. You mentioned Under Sheriff Freeman as well as his assistant. They go out to senior centers throughout the year.
Yeah, I visit with them at the senior centers around the county, and there's too many to mention. And let me tell you, it's a fantastic outreach program. Again, very effective program for our public safety people out there that respond to these emergencies not only in the senior housing developments, but in regular households. So it's been a tremendous effort on Kathy's part, who's helps Ted out, and our volunteers that go out.
That was my next. Just before we get to our volunteers, I just wanted to say that your Youth ID program, similar to Identidult, but
similar.
Carried
We've
by a
all
guardian.
seen it. We do the Youth ID. We go to schools and do the Youth ID program for the child. This is all the information that the parents can carry the card in case, heaven forbid, something happens to the child or, is lost. We give them immediately. We can distribute that information to local law enforcement and county law enforcement, and have an effective way and an effective program to search for those kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These programs, Sheriff, would not be made possible without the volunteer program. You have a wonderful one.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, these programs are all free, and they've helped us out, and they've helped towns out in the sense that towns don't have to run their own Ident-Adult and Ident-A-Kid program. We bring it out mobile. You've seen our mobile commands out in some of the fairs and some of the festivals all throughout the county, and so we create a mobile program. We go out to those individuals so they don't have to come to the sheriff's office, but it's a success, and we couldn't have done it without our VisComp volunteer program. Our volunteers have we used to have the need to have officers or 911 operators or some other staff that, quite frankly, in this economic time with budget cuts, we couldn't really afford. We would probably had to cut back these programs had it not been for our volunteer force. This year, over 2,000 hours of their own volunteer time. It's amazing what they do. And, former teachers, there's a retirement, we have retired businessmen, retired teachers, and they go out and they do such a tremendous job administering these programs. They got to go through some training first, though.
Right, yeah. Citizen Police Academy training. Yes, they have to kind of be, certified through the sheriff's office for this.
We do a Citizens Police Academy. We have one going on right now, and, I go in there. It's run in the evening at the Monmouth County Police Academy. They're taught not only about the sheriff's office and all the divisions and local law enforcement and how we work with local law enforcement in the state, but we teach them safety training as well. They go through CPR and AED training. They go through other scenarios. So it's an effective program. They come out and they really have an understanding of the way the sheriff's office operates and how all these programs are beneficial to the community. And they really do a tremendous effort in administering these programs. Like I said, otherwise we probably would have had to cut back.
Right. And VisComp is volunteers in sheriff's community programs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. So again, I can't thank them enough, and I'll thank them on the show here, because at the end of the day, the effective programs are so many. They've been so effective for our communities and the community outreach that we couldn't have done it without them.
Another program so effective to individuals is Project Lifesaver.
Project Lifesaver, listen, this hits home. It's targeted individuals. All our other programs are done in front of groups, right? We mentioned Ident-Adult. We go to seniors and we talk to groups of seniors, and the same thing, 911 program. We go to the schools and we do groups of first graders. This one's so individual, and it really is close to the heart. This is a program for seniors that have problems with memory, that have a tendency to wander off. This is a program for autistic children that have a tendency to wander off. And Project Lifesaver, it's a bracelet, radio beacon bracelet that they wear. All my canines are outfitted. Our county helicopter is outfitted with the equipment. And at the end of the day, we've had a 100% recovery rate with individuals that are on a Project Lifesaver bracelet. So in case they do wander off from home or they wander off from their family, we're able to activate Project Lifesaver, not only here in the county. This is a nationwide Project Lifesaver program. It's administered by over 3,000 sheriff's offices, and we had an incident. We had an individual traveling to Florida with his family, wandered off in Florida, but had the Project Lifesaver bracelet. As soon as we activated, a message goes out to not only our communication center in the county, but others, saying we have a Project Lifesaver individual. Here's the name. Here's the ID for the radio bracelet. And we activated. So we knew the family was in Florida. They had called, and it was a very successful program. Recovered the individual down in Florida.
Such a great way to know the program's working, really. And let's talk about Ident-Adult, another great program run through the law enforcement division.
Yeah, well, the identity, the identity programs, we go out and speak about fraud, telemarketing fraud, identity theft fraud, for the adults, and this is way. Particularly with our seniors, because that generation didn't grow up with computers and all of the technology now that surrounds identity theft. When we talk about electronic transactions and using your credit card online and putting your information online. So this program, we go out, we target particularly the senior community because they didn't grow up with that type of technology. And so they're really our most vulnerable when it comes to identity theft. And we want them to be aware of those, how attackers will try to obtain their identity information and use that, obviously. So we do a tremendous job of getting the word out, educating the seniors in terms of identity theft. But it's not only for them. We do other groups as well. Right. But we target those that didn't grow up in that information technology age with all the computers and websites and now mobile phones and smartphones and all that.
Absolutely. And another program for seniors or just adults in general, Lock Your Meds, so important with prescription drug abuse.
We just finished the Operation Medicine Chest, and let me tell you, this is so important. When we talk about teen, everybody talks about teen addiction to drugs. This is a particular problem, and it's a growing problem, and the trend shows that it's a growing problem about those teenagers abusing medications that are readily available to them in the household. And so we run this Take Back New Jersey program with the DEA. We run Operation Medicine Chest throughout the state, and that's to say, hey, dispose of your meds. We have a 24/7 medicine disposal at the sheriff's office. Yep. You can come in and drop off your meds in a lockbox, no questions asked, totally anonymous. But the goal there is to get the medicine cabinet secure at home, so the medications, those prescription meds, aren't available to our teens, and try to stem that growing tide of abuse, medication abuse amongst teens.
All right, Sheriff, let's switch gears a little bit, talk about a program that you offer 1 week during the summer to high school age kids. Such a great program.
Yeah, you see, it brings a smile to my face. Sheriff's Youth Week. Yeah. And Sheriff's Youth Week was a tremendous success this year. We've had some partners that I'll talk about in a minute. We had over 100 teenagers for Sheriff's Youth Week. They come to the Monmouth County Police Academy, and they act like a recruit, and we treat them like police recruits. So they get a real life experience. And I say, we treat it like a camp. But it's not your average summer camp, a week of summer camp. This is a camp where from the minute you enter onto the police academy grounds, you're treated like a police recruit. You go through drill instruction. They do exercise, and then we have a bunch of academic programs and real-life practical programs that we put them through. So there's too much to mention, but some of the highlights of it were the K-9 demonstration, the SWAT team demonstration, those types of things. And let me tell you, it's a tremendous success. Couldn't have done it without the partnership of Neptune Township School System. We were down there on Wednesday at their swimming pool, and it was fantastic. It's
amazing when you see the looks on these kids' faces on a Monday, and then graduation day, which is Friday, to compare.
I don't think the parents can't believe it. They're all lined up for graduation, marching in. But so many stories, and so many of our former teenagers have come up to me and said, this is just a great program for the kids. And we did over 100 this year. I know my staff will meet the challenge, and we'll do over 125, 150 this next coming year in 2013. All
right, great. Sheriff, thanks so much for joining us today. We could go on and on about all the programs because you have such a great community relations office.
As I say,
at the Sheriff's office.
Be safe here in Monmouth County.
Absolutely.
Safe and secure.
And for more information, if you want to contact our Community Relations Department, it's 732-577-5743. And for more information about community relations, you can go to www.visitmonmouth.com. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.